Won't even go. Okay, let me go.
I mean, I would get out, get back.
Oh, I'm live. Yay, I made it. So I'm live, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This camera, I have a new camera and I'm still learning how to operate. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around. I've got to correct this problem. I don't know if it's just my internet in this building. So maybe I need to try to go online 5 minutes before it. So what I had to do was back it up and try to log back in it again. And then I went live. So I'm thankful. It's also Thankful Tuesday. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you coming in. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Technique Tuesday Live with Viveca, with Grace of Elegance. I do appreciate you staying and sticking with me today. I thank you so much. And if you're watching live, come on in the chat room and say hello and tell me where you're watching from and what embroidery machine that you're using. So that would be nice to know. And if you're catching me on the replay, well, welcome, and be sure to make a comment and to let me know what part of the replay crew that you are in right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're just not getting started. We're about 2 minutes late. Some people waited and then some people left, but I'm sure they will come back. I would greatly appreciate it. So every Tuesday, we're going to spend some time together learning techniques that can make your sewing and embroidery projects a little bit more easier and a lot more enjoyable. Because you know, when you don't have problems, you really do enjoy it. And welcome, viewers. Welcome again. And I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to Grace of Elegance and everyone who joined me on the Saturday live. I'm excited. I was excited about Saturday. Turned out okay, even though we still had technical difficulties, but people still attended, and I do appreciate that. We had such a wonderful time together. Thank you so much. And if this is your first time here, once again, welcome to Grace of Elegance family and community. Okay, so today we're just here to talk about embroidery, sewing, quilting, products that I use in my sewing room, and most importantly, that we learn together. So basically today, I'm going to show you some things on the Aveneer EV1. Okay, so bear with me how I navigate, because this is all new to me and I'm getting accustomed to it. If you can hear me, please put something in the chat room or chat comment section for me to let me know if you can hear me okay. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks for that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Okay, so one of the features that we're going to be using today is our SEWTECH hoop. I've already uploaded my stabilizer, so I'm going to go ahead and slide it in or just put it over to the side. Thank you so much this morning for bearing with me. Today I'm going to show you how I use a SEWTECH hoop, and this hoop is a 6x10. And also the model number for this hoop is SA441MK. And it helps make hooping a whole lot easier for me. And I've been working with this hoop, and I'm going to actually demonstrate for you rather than just talk about it all the time. So anyways, SEWTECH sent me this hoop for my honest review. And then that's what I would definitely try and give today on this hoop. So I want you to see the position for my project that I'm going to, how the magnetic frame works, and how I prepare everything before we got started with the embroidery machine section. I also want to be transparent. So this is a disclosure that I must read. I want to be transparent with you. SEWTECH and I are collaborating on some of their products that you'll see me demonstrate on my channel. And some products may be provided just for my review, and I will always let you know when that is the case. So this product is provided for my review, and as always, I'm going to show you how I actually use the product in my sewing room and to share my experience with this product, and I have enjoyed it so far. So enough of me just babbling and talking. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so one thing I want that we're going to talk about on Technique Tuesday is about just showing you, not just showing you the finished project, but I also want to show you how we get there. But before we get started with any of that, I want to bring you over and let's see if this works. So I want to bring you over to let you see exactly different things about the brother Aveneer. Okay. And let's see if I can bring the camera over. And I've got to get it where it can switch back and forth. So I am still in the learning process. So if any of you have any suggestions for me or ways that and techniques that I can use, just let me know. So I'm trying to bring the camera over to the Aveneer. All of this stuff, all of these cords. I feel like I'm just wrapped up in everything. So let's go ahead and see if I can bring it over that way. Thank you for tuning in if you just arrived here. So let's go and see if I can turn it around over here to the Aveneer, because I want to get it to where I'm showing you the screen, because we're going to start off with the Aveneer screen today, just showing you a couple of techniques that I'm going to be using throughout the process of what we're going to print out. And what we're going to do today is just basically stitch out some things. And because I want to do the project where I want to put some of the designs on the wall and frame it. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started, because what you see right now is the main screen here. And this is on our LCD panel. So let me go up and back. So what we're going to start with first is, and I hope you can see this okay. Thank you for being from South Georgia. I'm from South Georgia as well. So you all would tell me what type of machine that you're using and what type of where you're from and what type of project that you're working on. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, 4 people that's on, I appreciate you. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get started right now. So first of all, I'm going to go through and show you how I set my hoop. Okay. So let's go ahead with this. So if you can see this on the page here. So this is where you can go ahead and set your frame and your grid if you want to use a grid whenever you're working with your hoop. So I already have it set at a 6 1/4 by 10 1/4, because I said it was. Then it gives you a long list. I'm going to try and bring you a little bit closer if I. Therefore, it gives you a long list, and I have the light shining, so I hope that it's not bothering you. So I can pick a 10 by 10, or I can go up and change it and come through and pick out my 6 by 10. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the 6 by 10 right now once again. And there's my hoop is already set, and I've already got my grid set. So if I want to change the grids, I can tell it no grids by clicking on no grids here. Or I can go through and then tell it a portion of the grid. Or I can go through and just pick up 1-inch grid. And you can see grid right there on the screen. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell it 1-inch grid and tell it okay. So now we want to go through and just pick up our project that we want to work on for today. So I'm going to keep this for an hour. So if I haven't finished the project that I'm working on with the stitch out, if you want to stick around for that, then you can. So thank you all once again. I appreciate you all tuning in with me today. So here we go. So I'm going to show you the different categories that we have on the EV1, Aveneer EV1. So you have category 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you've got pictures in one, letters, different type of applique letters, and then different shapes. We got 5, 6, 7, and 8 on Q. When you see the Q, that means that's quilting. When you also see the D right there, that's Disney. And the next one Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. So let's go back and return. The next one is C, that's for couching. Okay. And the pocket at the bottom, it'll show where you have your designs located or where you want to pick them up from. So these are the ones that's already that I downloaded from the sewing machine. Now, if I had my SD card loaded in with my UBS port, if I had something loaded in right here, you will see that that would pop up. Or if I send it through the internet, let me click on OK. Send through the internet, and then these are all the ones that came over the Wi-Fi, and those should pop up any minute. It says please wait. So it's a little bit slow this morning, just like we were a little bit slow getting started. So those should pop up, and there they are. And so those are all the ones that I've worked on so far. Okay. And you'll see those there. So we'll just go back to sewing machine. Let's tell it to return because we want to go back to our main menu. And let's go through the categories real quickly, okay? Thank you all so much for tuning in. So through the categories, and let me hear from you in the comment section, in the chat section. So go in and tell me where you're from and what you're working on. So, okay, so in the category, let's go to category 1. So category 1, you've got subcategories for category 1. And these are a lot of, you said this is quilt. So these are a lot of your quilting backgrounds that you can use. And these are beautiful. They have some really pretty designs in here. And the reason I want to take you through the Brother EV1 Aveneer is so that we can actually see what's in the machine, because lots of times we go out and we buy so many different designs from other places because we just like to do that. So, but sometimes we have some beautiful designs in there too. So I want to go through and use a couple of these. So under the applique section, you see what you've got on the applique. And there it is there. Okay. And let's go look at botanicals. So you've got some really, really nice designs here that you can choose. And the next thing, you've got your animals. Oh, that is beautiful. Let's bring it up. And that's it on the screen. See it there. Now, it's telling me exactly how big it is. I can't choose it and put it on this particular hoop because actually it's too large. So that's a 16.65 by 11.51, right? So what I also like is it tells you how many colors that you're going to need. The color changes. There's 63 color changes on this particular design. That is a lot. And it's going to take you 146 minutes just to print that out. So let's go back. I'm going to return. And so we'll go back here and let's go back because we were at animals, right? Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for the thumbs up. Let's not forget to, if you like what I'm teaching here, if you've got any other ideas, please go ahead and drop it in the comment box for me. Or don't forget to come back and join us for our other lessons too. I would greatly appreciate that. So we went through animals, and these are the different ones. They've just got some really cute ones. And we've got letters. Let's go through decorations. So you sort of get the idea. So this is where you can find a lot of different things. You got seasonal things here. You've got the 3D lace, even crochet lace, and in the hoop. So we still have some more things for quilts, appliques. So your creativity is what is completely endless on here of things that you want to do. Okay, so let's go back. I'm just going to click on return down here. And then you have letters. Now, this is what I really like about the Aveneer EV1, because right up here at the top, you see where it says show preview. You can click on and off of that. So if you say show click out off where it says show preview, and you click on a letter, it's not going to bring anything up there. So you don't, only way you really know what the letter looks like is right here. Okay. So, but I want to go back. I'm going to go back to return. And so I'm going to say show letter preview there. So under the letter show preview, that means what it's going to do is show me everything by the way of characters that's with that particular letter. So let's say I want to do 407. So on 407, you see, because I have the show preview on, it is showing me, and that's different from what they had for the Luminaire. So you've got the capital letters, you have the small letters, you have the numbers, you have your symbols. So you have everything that they showing you with that letter, all your characters, everything. So I really do like that. Okay. So then you can go in and type in whatever letter you want. So let's go back to return. And that's whenever you have the show preview on. Okay. So these are the ones on the 3, and I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but you'll get the idea of where you can pick up things from. Okay, and then we've got buttonholes and pretty flowers and all kinds of good stuff, just good stuff. You got your quilting backgrounds here, and those are really, really pretty. And then you've got Mickey Mouse stuff, and you know Mickey is always a favorite of a lot of people. So anyways, and you can't resize the Mickey Mouse, but you can resize your other things. So, and then we have the couching where you can use yarn on the couching. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I do appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our project that we're working on today. And then I can explain some different techniques that you can use. I think I dropped the camera almost. Some different techniques you can use. So I got to learn how to operate all this, but I got you all up and going again. So let's go with this and see what we got. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is go through and pick out or choose a picture. Because, you know, I've gone in and shown you how to change your hoop size and how to put your grid in. So now we're going to go through and pick out a picture that's going to fit our SEWTECH hoop, which is a 10 by 6 or a 6 by 10. Okay. So let's go. I think I'm going to go to number 1 because I thought I saw one that I liked. And I'm going to go over to botanicals. Okay. So I really wanted, I don't know where I got it from. It was so I want to do the teapot because the teapot is so adorable. So now, as doing this teapot, it lets me know what size hoops that I can use for that particular teapot. Because if you look at the numbers, that teapot is 5.18 inches by 4.81 inches. And remember, I told you that the SEWTECH hoop is 6 by 10, 6 inches this way and 10 inches that way. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with this one. Okay. So what the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and see how many color changes I need. And on this particular one, it's told me that I needed 4 color changes. I'm sorry, 5 color changes and the number of colors that was used. And it's going to take me 17 minutes to print this one out. So we should be finished with this one in our class. So now you've learned how to change the hoop on the Aveneer EV1. Also, now you know how to read the size and what size hoop you need. If you don't enlarge this one, but I'm going to make the tea kettle a little bit larger because I want to put this, frame it up and put it on the wall. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Okay, so let's go on. If you all have any questions, let me know. I don't hear anything from anybody. Welcome. Okay, let me see here. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Okay, so here we go. Let's get rolling. So now I've already chosen the picture I want. So at the bottom it says set. I click on set. There it is. Okay, now here are my colors over here on the side. And it tells me how long it's going to print out in each one of those colors. 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. For the dark apricot, 2 minutes. And for the peppermint, 7. So I'm going to just choose some different colors that I want to print out and use. And these are the colors that I've chosen. This color here, I think is really pretty. Some soft colors. That color, that peach looking color. And I always love teal looking color here. I don't know, it's just so many pretty colors. And this thread is Glide. My machine loves the Glide thread. Okay, so let's move on. So now we've got the picture that I want, but that's not the size I want. Remember, I said that I wanted to resize this. So what I'm going to do next is go up in my edit field. And now I want to tell it to resize. And you see, I already have my hoop outlined here. So what I'm going to tell it to do is to go ahead and I'm going to click on here. And now it brings me up all the different choices that I have to resize my hoop. I mean, to resize my picture. So my picture is at 5.18 inches by 4.81 inches. So let's see if I can get a little bit closer for you. So now I'm going to choose this over here because what I want to do, and it says, okay, reset the pattern to its original size, angle, and position. So what I want to do is to resize it, and the Aveneer EV1 will automatically calculate my stitches, how many stitches I'm going to have, and all this good stuff. So, and it won't, it will keep everything intact. So let's say that I want to go to this one here, and I'm going to choose resizing, and you can see how everything changes. Okay, so let's say I want to make it a little bit longer. So I go to this one and I stretch it out. Okay, so right now it's stretched out to 6.63 and it's 5.29 inches wide. So it will still fit in my SEWTECH frame because remember I said it was 6 wide and 10 inches long, right? Okay, so it would definitely fit there for me. Okay, so I want to cheat a little bit more. I want a little bit bigger. You know, we always want things a little bit larger. Okay, so let's go here. I'll stretch it out a little bit more, but I don't want it to look too stretchy. Now I'm looking a little bit. Okay, we're back on live again. Yay, we're back on live. And I've lost some people, so maybe they'll come back. So let's move forward. Thank you all for sticking with me, and thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and continue on with the live here. So we're having some real technical difficulties, and you know what happens will happen, but so we'll just go ahead and keep on moving on. Thank you all for tuning in. So let's go ahead and work on what we were working on. So with this, so let's say that I want to move the cup, the teapot down, okay? So we want to move the teapot down here. And we're back on. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know why our internet is going in and out today, but thank you for tuning back in. I do appreciate it so much. So now we're at the part where we were resizing the tea kettle. So now I want to move the tea kettle down because remember I said I want some words to go on the tea kettle, right? So here we go. At the very bottom of the screen here, you'll have a set of arrows here. This will allow you to move through, to move your design anywhere you want your design to be moved. So let's go ahead and within your hoop. So I'm going to take it down a little bit farther. Okay. So let's say I want to make this just a tad bit wider. Okay. Let's see. So now I'm really pushing it. So, okay, that's good enough. Okay, we're back on live again. Thank you. So I had to use my phone because our internet at home just continuously kept going out. So we'll see what we can do this time. We can go ahead and start stitching this out and finishing it up. But you know, things happen and that you have no control over. So I have no control over that. You know, so anyways, so we're back on and I just used the connection from my phone to go live and we'll see what that's like. Thank you. Someone else tuned in again with us again. And I appreciate you all popping back in and checking on me and everything. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead. What we were doing at first, I'm gonna go back to return again. And so remember, I have my teapot kettle sit at 6.9 inches by 5.38 inches. So that's the size that it's going to be, right? So 5 inches wide. Look over here at the hoop, 5 inches wide and 6 inches tall. And let's see again. Let's go here and see what I want to add in. I think what I might want to do, let's see. I went back to my tea kettle and I think I want it just a little bit taller. Let me go ahead and add my letters in. So I want to add some letters in there. So at the very bottom of the screen here, you see add. So you can go ahead and click on add. Thank you all so much for tuning back in. And now I want to add my letters in. And the ones I want to add in is from category 2. And remember I said whenever you have the show preview, that you get a chance to see all the different characters. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one, 407. Click on it, and now it's showing me exactly what it's going to look like. Okay, so now I'll tell it okay. Thank you all so much for tuning back in. I do appreciate it. And so now you see my teapot, but it's been grayed out a little bit. That means that I can't do anything with the tea kettle right now, right? So what I'm going to do is go ahead and type in my letters right here. So I just want to type in the word relax. And let's say I want to make it a little bit bigger. I don't know, maybe I better leave it at 30. I'm pushing it. Okay, so let's go in down here and type in the word relax. I need some tea right about now, or a strong cup of coffee. Okay, so looking at that, I can look at that and tell on 30 that that's going to be outside of my hoop, right? Okay, so let's say, but if I turn it the long way, it will be fine. So let's say that I want to go in here and change that. But before I do any of that, I want to show you the other options that you have. So here, if you want to change the direction, the way you want your letters to be on your design, you can go in and tell it to change it that way, change it this way, all different ways that you can change the word on your project or whatever else you're working on. Or you can change it this way. I just want ours straight. Okay, so that gives us some options here, right? So I'm going to tell it okay. Well, first of all, before I tell it okay, I need to resize it, don't I? So I'm going to go here and tell it to highlight my entire letters, all the letters that I just typed in. I just wanted to go through and highlight those for me. So I told it to highlight. So now that they're highlighted, now I can go back in and change the actual size. And you see, as I push each one of this minus, it goes down. So let's say I want to keep it at 25. So this is what I want right now. 25 is what I want. So now I'm gonna go back in and tell it okay. And I'm gonna go and tell it to set. That's where I want. You see what I have there? So what I want to do next is to go up and tell it to move it. So I'm gonna go to embroidery, but even though I'm not ready for that, let me go back to layout. I'm sorry. Click on my letter and I'm gonna move. Oops, I joined it together. I didn't mean to do that. Ha ha ha. Let's go back. So now I can move it up because it's in the red here. And let's move it a little bit up. There we go. So I moved the word relax up there. So that has moved. So let's go through and I'm going to move my tea kettle up just a little bit. There we go. I sort of like that placement there. And here we go again. So let's go through and now let's go back to our edit screen. So we're at our edit screen. And so I said to myself, well, maybe this picture looks a little bit plain. So I want some stippling or something like that printed in the background. So what I want to do next is I can go right here on the stipple and click on it and it'll automatically give me whatever I want there. See that? So you have an opportunity to put any type of background that you want to put on your picture. You can upload some backgrounds. Let's say it says select. I can use the built-in ones, and it's got a lot of built-in designs. Or I can do a custom one and go to the pocket and pick one up off of my jump drive. Okay, so let's go back to the built-in ones. They have so many. I know I can find one. So let's scroll up. I think I have one that I saw because I really like the stippling. And it's for this design, it's already sort of busy. So let's try this one. Let's see what it looks like. So that's what that particular stippling looks like. So let's go to another one. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, where's your word relax? It's still there, but it's going to type that out first, or the stippling first, and then the relax. So it is still there. So let's go back and select another one. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up my list again. I'm looking to see if it's going to go out. Okay, so what I'm going to do, go back up and find another stipple. I thought I saw one right here. Let's see. Let's see one here. Oh, I can use this one up here. I like that one. So I'm going to use that stipple instead of the one I have. Now, that one looks really teeny tiny, right? So let's go in and change the spacing. So I'm going to change the spacing. And I want my stippling sort of big. Oh, that's how I like it. Just like that. I want a larger stippling. So now I have everything where I want it, and I can go ahead and now tell it to, okay, let's get ready to print this thing. So this is what it looks like. Okay. So let's sit back and relax a little bit, and let's see what we're going to have. So now I can go in and tell embroidery, and we can go to embroidery here. And let's see what we're going to print first. So it's going to print my words first and then stipple. Okay, so let's do that. Sort of like whenever we're on the long arm. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in my SEWTECH. I've already got it stabilized. I mean, my stabilizer on here, can't talk. And it's tight as a drum. And I love the way, I'm telling you, I do really like the way this goes right under my presser foot. And also at the end, in the description, there's a code that you can get a discount if you like to purchase one of these. Okay. And also a link. I will have the link in the description. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I thought about putting in some batting, but I don't think I want to add any batting to this for the mere fact, oh, it told me to change to a larger hoop. Let's see what my hoop size is. Ooh, let's go ahead and change this. I didn't realize that. Okay, let's see. Okay, to fix that, I can always go up and change it. Let me take my hoop out. I think I made some things a little bit too large here. Ooh. So let's go in and change some things. Return. And let me go to, I'm going to go to edit. And they told me that my pattern was outside. Okay, so let me change it. I want to go to edit my stuff and let's see what I want to go to. Okay, it's talking to me. I hear you. I hear you. So I've taken it out. So now let's look at the size of, I'm going to change the sizing of my wording. So let me edit it. Go back to my letter. And then let's change the size of it. Oops, let's highlight it. Want it all highlighted. Go back and change the sizing of it till it's set. There it is. So now I'm going to bring this down. Okay. So now let me take my teapot. So now I've got my teapot there. Let's make it a little bit smaller. So let's decrease that size of the teapot. Okay. And there is that size. So that should work. 5, blah, blah, blah. So now let's go in and tell it okay. And let's put some stipples in the back. And let's change our hoop size. How does hoop size get changed? Let's change it to, okay, so. Okay, so I'm going to change my hoop size to, that's what I want my frame to be, a 6 by 10. Did I make this difficult? I think I did. Okay, so that's still out of my hoop size, so I'm going to take my stipple off. Okay, now this is rolling and rolling and rolling. So let's see if we can take this off. I don't want stipples anymore. Let me go ahead and delete. Yeah, I want to delete that. They said it was outside. Edit, I want to delete it. Okay, now, so I'm going to just go ahead and print it out that way at 5. Because our time is winding down, and I do want you all to see it print out. So let's go ahead and click on embroidery. Okay, and so everything should, let's try fitting it in my hoop. So my hoop size at the top is 8 inch by 5. So that should fit in the category that we're trying to fit it in right now. Okay. And you all, I'm still learning how to record and do all of this stuff. So bear with me a little bit. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Okay. So it's a hard job. I don't know who said this was easy. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with this. So now it's telling me that the carriage will move. I'll click on OK over here. And then let's get started over on this side. So since this is not applique or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if I want to use a batting in the back. I think what I'm going to do is just actually just use the fabric since I'm going to be framing this. Well, I don't know, that batting may make it look a little bit cuter. So let's do that. So I'm going to add the batting and also my fabric here. Now I'm just going to float that on the hoop here is what I'm going to do. Actually, I don't think I do the batting. I changed my mind. We can do that. Let's take this out again. And I like the ease of this hoop, and also like it because it's really light. So let's go through here. And now let's go through and add it in. Okay. So here we go. We've had so much technical difficulty until we're almost running out of time, aren't we? Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this up so you can see some of it stitch out. And don't forget, if you like anything that you learned from this lesson, that you can also check us out on Brother Monday, Technique Tuesday, and all of our other projects that we got coming up. We have one coming up on Wednesday and Friday. We'll go live again on Saturday. So hopefully we'll have all these different angles and techniques worked out. So if you look over here on this side, you can see exactly what's going to print out first. So what we do, let's make sure that we always trace no matter what. So we're going to trace. And here it is right here. I'm going to tell it to trace. I push the button for it to trace, and there it is tracing. And it's staying right inside of my SEWTECH hoop. So you don't have to ever worry about your hoop hitting the magnets. And it looks like it's pretty much in the middle. So I told it to print from the middle section, tell it right here. But in case I want to check that, I can easily click up on the top here. And now I want my crosshairs to come up. And there they are right there. So I'm going to tell this to push it up just a little bit. There we go. Up and over. Actually, it's better when you use your arrows. So there we go. So I'll just leave it there. So that's good. And so now I can turn those off. And so now I want to go ahead and trace it once more. There we is tracing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll go back and tell it okay. And let's just go ahead and, which one I want to do first? Since I already have a tint color in there, well, let's go with this green. That should be pretty. I'm gonna put this one in first. And let me take you over here. So now we're going to go ahead and get it stitching, start stitching it out. Okay, so our hour is almost up. I do thank you all for tuning in. We have about what, 4 more minutes. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties that we had. But that's okay. We will just move right along. I thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're probably working on something else and doing other things. But I thank you for just sticking by me and sticking with me through the process of it all. On the Luminaire, they didn't have, it's so hard to find out where. Okay, the cutter is on here. I like it better on the Luminaire cutter. Okay, so let's go ahead and press it. And let's tell it to go ahead and get started, people, so we can see some stitching time. So if you want to stick with me, I will welcome you to stick with me. But if you have to leave, I do understand why. But I'm going to see this through until it what? Stitches out. So let's go ahead and thread. Okay, and I'm going to tell it okay. So now it's stitching out. And that stitch out should take about 6 minutes. So I hope through the process of it all that you all learn some things here, that, you know, you learn how to resize your pictures, you learn how to resize it and keep everything, all your density the same. Your it changes the count of your thread without skipping any stitches. And so I hope you learn something, gain something from that. So we'll see how this look in this particular picture on tomorrow. I hope I have it up and take a snapshot of it and put it online so that you all can see it. So it's going to take about 24 minutes to print this out, it says. So I'm just going to stick around. We have about, what, 5 more minutes or a couple more minutes before the live is up. But I'm just going to stick around for a little bit. If you want to get off the live, I understand that. But I do thank you for tuning in with me. I appreciate it so much. Have a great day and keep on stitching. Stitch, create, share, and inspire, and go out and tell someone just how much you love them. Bye. But I'm going to stick around, so you're welcome to stick around with me. And since this stitch didn't seem like to be such a heavy stitch, I probably should have put some cutaway in the back, but I did not. So I just want to try it this way and see what happens. Okay, so hold on just a second. So I decided to put some tearaway in the back of this. My tape. Sorry about that, but I think this live is going to be the live of bloopers. So was gone through and I wanted to tape some tearaway on the back of this. So, because I didn't want any puckers and want to alleviate having any. So let's go ahead and pop this back in the hoop. I love the way it just pops in so easily. It slides right in. And then let's go ahead and get started again. Okay. Oh, I gotta lock it. Machine tells you everything, right? So now we're going on with this. So here it is stitching out now. Make sure I don't have anything on the bottom that can catch it. I like the ease use of this hoop. And it's all of my, under here, my stabilizer is holding right in place, no problem. Actually, what I think I'm going to do while it's doing this, let's go ahead and stop it for a quick second. What I'm going to do now is, it's already sewn into place anyways, so I'm going to put my hoop, my magnets on here because I had a change of plans. And so this is a good thing. It is very versatile. And it's not going to take anything out of place. And I want to make sure they're all intact. Everything should print as planned. Look that up. And it just slides right under here. I'm telling you, people, I love this because of that. Oops, I'm gonna take my flat, oops, my flat magnets, and put them here. There we go. So now let's pull it tight. Let's go and slide it back in. Okay, here we go. There we go. So we're printing it on out again. It's going to take about 6 minutes. And we're only 2 minutes into it. I'm just going to let this print out or stitch out. Everything is being held in place by the magnets on the SEWTECH hoop. I love it. So it is going to take a while for this to print out. So we're just going to let this print out here or stitch out. But I like that color, so that's going to be really cute. And we're still on the first stitch out. It's pretty detailed. Okay, so now it's ready to have another color change. Let's change out a thread here. So we'll change it out to, it says maybe a rust color. I'm going to use gold. Let's see what we have. Let's go ahead and change the color here. I don't know if I should use this color or the gold color. Let's see here. I'm going to use this color and then the gold color. These are some nice warm colors. Loose the thread from the bottom. Okay. Okay, here. Let's move on. So we're on color stitch number 2. That's pretty. Time for another color change. Thank you all so much for tuning in with me this evening. I appreciate it. So let's change colors. I'll change that thread out. Okay, let's add another color. Let's change our threads out. It's coming together nicely. So this is the next color that I'm going to use here. Very soft, pretty color. Okay, we're 9 minutes into 24 minutes. It's coming together nicely. Maybe I should have made that orange color a little bit darker. So while this is stitching out, I'm going to find another color I think I want to use for the last particular color. Let's see. Trying to decide which color I want to use. I might use it right here. That should be pretty. Match with that green, I think. Okay, let's see. Oh, it looks looking pretty. So now we're going to go ahead and do a peppermint color. But I'm going to change it to a darker green color. I like that. Let's see how it looks when it stitches out. Okay. We're about to wind this on down. We're halfway through. Let's see. Let's change this color out. And we're almost done with this stitching. It's turning out really pretty. I like it. So I'm going to use this to hang up on the wall. It's done well in this SEWTECH hoop. No problems, no issues. Okay, let's go with it. It'll take 8 minutes for this particular one to print out or to stitch out. And there it goes. Oops. Let's back it up some. Okay. No puckering at all. All the fabric and the stabilizer is being held right in place with this SEWTECH brand hoop. I am pleased. I think those colors are pretty too. So it's coming out quite well. I think the one at the very top, when I stitch out the word relax, I think I may put that in the green too, or look for maybe a darker peach color. But I think I like that darker shade of green. Oops, sorry. Stitching out great, fantastic. I am so pleased. I think tonight at 8, I'm going to go in live again. And this time I'm going to work on the Mylar wedding blocks, because I haven't gotten any of those done in the last 2 days. So actually, I think what I'm going to do is go on live and work on the block with either the bouquet or the driving away and saying we just got married. That may take me a while, but I'm going to go live with it tonight. Maybe between 7 and 8. Oh, that is turning out so pretty. Look at there, look at there. I like it. It's going to be a nice frame on the wall. And I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties today. That is coming out well. I'm so pleased, and no puckering at all. So make sure that you tune back in for Monday is Brother Monday, Wednesday is Project Day, and Friday is Product Review Day, and Saturday is Sew, Stitch, and Smile. Make sure you tune back in for those. And then we added Technique Tuesday, which was some kind of Technique Tuesday. So we had a lot of things to overcome, but we stuck it out in the end. And I thank you all for sticking with me on that. And tonight, I am going to work on with the Mylar. So I'm going to come on tonight live with Mylar. So I'm working on the wedding Mylar. And this is what some of the Mylar looks like. So I'm going to work on that tonight. And I'm going to go live with it. I think I go live at 8. But I post it as soon as I finish up with this today. I'm going to go ahead and post it. Because I didn't work on any block yesterday. And so this is what we have with the Mylar. So I'm going to work on at least 2 of those blocks, the most difficult ones, which is the bouquet and driving off saying we just got married. Okay. So tune in for that episode. I would greatly appreciate it. This is turning out well. Oh my gosh. Look at there. Look at there. It looks so nice. It's going to be so pretty on the wall. So I think I'm going to use that same color thread actually for the word that says relax, because that's what I feel like I need right about now after this day. But we made it through, so I'm thankful for that. Isn't that beautiful? And this was a picture that came right off of the Aveneer EV1. So I am pleased with it. So that looks so good. And the stitching is immaculate. It's beautiful. So look at there. So while that's stitching out, I'm going to look for another color. I said I was going to use that green with the relax at the top. And this is it right here on the screen. Right there at the very top there. So I haven't decided yet because that is so pretty, that color that's already there. So now I've got to make a super duper decision. To go with the green that's already there or to go with this particular peach. I think if that peach was if it were a darker color, that would be fine. But I think I go with the dark outline of the green to type in the word relax. So let's go with that. Okay, here it goes. So now we're typing the R in relaxed. Not typing, but stitching. There we go. Could have gone with that just a little bit larger. I wish I would have now. Yes, I like that. It looks really good. I sort of want to go back in and put some stippling all around here myself. I could do that because on the Luminaire we do have where you can go in and do stippling yourself or have the machine to do it. That looks so pretty. And if I were to do the stippling, I think I would use something a much lighter color. It is so cute. I think I might try and use this color in for the stippling. Or or that color. That'll blend right in. This is the first time, well, actually, this is, I think, the first time that I actually printed or stitched out a design from the Aveneer EV1. Usually I bring in designs that I purchased from somewhere else, but this is simply gorgeous right off. We have so many different designs right on our sewing machines or our embroidery machines that we're always looking for other designs, but we have designs that we can use ourselves. So I think sometimes I'm gonna start practicing a little bit more of that. Because it looks really great. Okay, so let's see what's happened here. Let me change out some, let's change out some things here. Let's see. Oops. There we go. See how my everything looks good. Load it back up. Oh, I had some tape down on the back and I had my tape start to come off a little bit. So let's make sure it's down a lot. So let me make sure I got that on just right. So I put some masking tape on the back. Because I think what has happened, my tape started to come up a little bit. So let's take that and put it on the back of it. Because that masking tape usually holds a lot better than these other kind of tapes. Yeah, so I can see where it was coming up back here. And the reason I take this on the back is because I had started to stitch this and I didn't, of course, didn't want to lose my place. I was afraid that I'd be able to place it back down in the same identical place. So what I did was just taped on some tearaway on the back to help with any puckering because I didn't want to have any puckering at all. Okay. So let me take a little piece of this off. So we didn't want to have any puckering. And it has worked out fine until a little piece starts to come up. Yeah. Better hold it down. You know, sometimes you just have to find a way to fix everything out so you can keep on what? Stitching. You just got to remain positive about what you're doing. But we're almost done with this, and I think I'm going to go through and add that stippler on it. I can't really, I don't really know what I really want to do with that, but we're going to see here. Let's see. One last piece. And let's flip it over and let it finish what? Stitching. Okay, here. Let's flip it over. Let's put it back in. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we've got the A that's stitching out right now. And then we'll have the X for relax. And then I have to decide, am I going to go in and do what? Am I going to actually go in and put stippling in here? You all tell me what you think. Should I stipple this or should I leave it plain? What would you do? It is so beautiful. I love it. I even like the lettering too. That's nice. It is almost done. Yeah, I'm glad I stuck it out. Even though I've been on live for almost 2 hours. We had some real technical difficulties today. And don't forget, if you like anything that I've demonstrated with this SEWTECH hoop, make sure you check out the link that's in the description box. And actually, my personal opinion on it, I love it. And the cost is very cost effective. Okay, so let's take a look. Let me see if I can back it off a little. I'm going to stand it up. And you all tell me. Put me something in the comments. And let me know, what do you think about this design? Or if I should add stippling to it. But it is pretty. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at the details. And this is it over here. It says finished. And this is it right here on the screen. And then this is it close up and in person. So let me know what you think I should do. Okay. That is it. We finished it up. And so tonight I'm coming back on live. I will go and release an announcement about coming on live tonight. And I'm still trying to debate if I want to stipple this or not. So I haven't heard anything from the feedback from you all. So what we will do is, let me see what it's going to look like. I'll go over here to layout. Let me go. I'll return it. I want to edit. And then I'm going to go down here to stippling. And with that stipple, it make my frame too large. But it won't let me go to, because it wants to do lots and lots and lots of stippling. So it can't just do just this little part here, do a whole lot of stippling on there. So I might still it on myself. So now I'm trying to debate whether I want to make this out of a quilt or not. This is so cute. You can make these different colors and make that into a quilt and put sayings on the top. Oh, I love it. You got to love it, people. Just got so many different options here. Okay. Oh, and so this is how the stippling will look. But it makes the hoop goes even larger. So I will have to put it on a larger hoop to stipple that all out. But you know, I could take that and do just that. Take this off this hoop, put it on a larger hoop, and then stipple it from that point on. Okay, but thank you all for tuning in. So when I come back later on tonight, I'm going to be working with the Mylar. I do have some videos on Mylar, but tonight is going to be a special night because what I'm going to do is stitch out her bouquet in Mylar, and that should be beautiful. So thank you for tuning in and staying live with us. I do greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being a part of Grace of Elegance community and family, and I'll see you tonight. Bye.